Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's Wisdom Wednesday, I kind of wanted to do a series within a series where I share with you guys my best tips on how to have a great personal Bible study. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Okay, you guys, so tip number one will always be to pray first. So just use this as a time to just pray to God for clarity, for understanding for what scripture is saying. And it's just a great way to get your mind ready for what you're doing. So my second tip would be to highlight keywords in your questions if you are in a study where you already get the questions. So take the time to read through your questions and see like the who, the what, the when, where, why, and how, and highlight those in your questions. And that way you already have an idea of what you're looking for. And then if you want to, you can always do like small, simple phrases. So like in that particular question, I'm highlighting what truths, so that as I'm reading through that scripture passage for the day, I'm looking specifically for truths to be able to answer that question. So again, just read through your questions and highlight keywords that help you pinpoint what you're looking for. And then it also just helps to reduce any kind of confusion you might have, because sometimes questions can be a little confusing, but if you highlight some keywords, it'll make things a little bit easier. Third tip would be to read your scripture before answering your questions. So use this as a time to read the passage that you're covering and just get familiar with what's going on in the passage. If there's a conflict or if there's some sort of issue or situation, you've gotten familiar with it, and then you've already highlighted your keywords and your questions. So as you're reading through your passage a few times, you're able to go ahead and start answering those questions or figuring out the who, the what, the when, where, and how, or why, or the truths, like what truths you're looking for in that passage. So again, use this as a time to get familiar with the passage and read through them before you start answering your questions. Last tip would be to read in more than one translation. I use NIV and I've always used it, but sometimes it can be confusing what it's trying to say. So if you switch to a different translation, it helps to give you a better understanding of what it's saying. Like the message really puts things in how we speak today in today's time. So switch to more than one translation.
Alright you guys, so those are my tips for this week on how to have a really good personal Bible study. So I hope that you are going to try those out, see if those work for you. But if they don't, that's okay. I've got some more tips coming for you guys next week. So I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye.